Hey guys, it's Karrie and I am back with another weekly chat video, and I don't think this video is going to be very long today. I looked at my notes, there's 3 things on them. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it, then I'll go get the puppies. I think they're napping right now, but I'll go get them in a few minutes and I'll show you them before we end the video. So eBay this week, I feel like it's nil. I'm getting where I start out with that every week. I had a pretty good week on eBay. I have 6 items that were sold and paid for, which I'm thrilled about that. I've got another couple of items. One just sold this morning and the person hasn't paid for it yet, but it's still been pretty quick, so I'm not too concerned about that one right now. And then I had another item, so this is kind of my eBay story of the week for me personally. Then I got something else I wanted to mention that is just unbelievable. You may have already heard about it. But I had this ring that I listed. I never wear it, and I'm thinking, I'm getting rid of everything that I don't use. It's got to go. So I listed it, and we negotiated back and forth. So this wasn't... somebody really wanted this ring, and so I think I had it listed for 40. She offered me 20. I came back. We were just going back and forth. Finally, she made an offer, and I'm like, okay, I'm willing to accept that price. And so I accepted it. She didn't pay for it, and I'm like, why? Why don't you pay for that? So 2 days went by, almost 2 days. I sent the email, please pay for the item so I can ship it, blah, 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 blah. And so I didn't hear from her, Hours went by, and the case goes into unpaid, the unpaid assist thing turned on, and then I get an email from her. Oh, by the way, I was getting this for so-and-so, but the ring's not her size. She doesn't ask me to cancel it. I'm assuming that's what she wants, but she didn't ask me to cancel it. And I'm thinking, no, this is not the way that works. We negotiated. I accepted your offer. You need to pay for the item. So I'm kind of debating. She's not very communicative. Is that even a word? She doesn't communicate very well. So I'm actually thinking just to let the unpaid assistant run out and let the claim go out. She gets this strike against her account. I know that sounds really mean, but it's just like, she has an obligation to pay for this. I don't care that it's not the right size. I know that sounds so mean, but this is kind of like, she needs to pay for the item. And if this would have happened immediately, like if we were negotiating, or she just flat out bought it, did the buy now option, and realized it was a different size immediately, and if she would have emailed me, I would have canceled it in a heartbeat. I would have went, no problem, it's not a problem, canceled. She waited 2 days. I had to send her an email before she even responds and was like, oh, by the way, that was the wrong size. No, that's not the way this works. So, she has not responded anymore to me when just one communication. And so the unpaid assistant is on now. I'm just going to let it run. If she does email me, like, hey, are you going to cancel this? I may go ahead and do it. But I suspect that if I were to cancel it, she still would not. The buyer has to do something when the seller cancels. So I don't think she would even do that. So I'm just going to let it run out for now. We'll see how it goes. The other eBay story for the week. Did you guys hear about the $100,000 Cheeto? Or it was almost $100,000. It was like 99 point something thousand dollars that this, what is it? The spicy Cheetos or the flame Cheeto, whatever they're called. It looks like a gorilla, and the person said it looked like that. Is it Hammurabi or whatever the gorilla's name that was shot at the zoo? Sad story all the way around, but he claimed that that Cheeto looked like that gorilla, and he did an auction on eBay, and it supposedly sold for almost $100,000, and my mind is blown. But what it didn't say is whether or not the buyer actually paid for it. Now, I haven't looked it up since that day I heard about it, so I don't know if the buyer ever actually, if the seller ever actually got the money for the Cheeto. But it's like, who has that kind of money that would pay that for a Cheeto? I just don't get it, but that was the eBay story of the week, in my opinion, was that one. What else happened this week? I went to the dermatologist. I had my annual dermatologist appointment, and so that went well. We talked about a few things. I did get, I don't know if you've seen, I filmed some other videos, so you may see this Band-Aid on my wrist. I had, this is what I think happened. A few months ago, like 2-3 months ago, I vaguely remember one of my watches with this type of band scratching my wrist. That is what I think happened. I could be wrong. I ended up what looked to be like if I had taken a red pen and just kind of like put a dot on my wrist. I had a red mark on my wrist that looked like some blood had pooled underneath the skin, but it never went away. I showed it to my dermatologist. She looked at it and she says, by now that really should have gone away. She says, I don't think it's anything serious, but she wanted to biopsy it. So she did, and now I've got a Band-Aid on my wrist because now the, she just kind of like shaved it right off of my wrist. They did numb it first, but it looks worse now than it did before after that. But she just wanted to be on the safe side, and I really, really, really do appreciate that. So it's going to be next Thursday because that's when I went to the dermatologist, or it may even be Friday before I know the results of the pathology. I'm not really worried about it at this point because she didn't seem concerned. It didn't look anything like she has seen that would be concerning, like a mole. It wasn't a mole that went bad, nothing like that, but she decided, I think we need to biopsy it. So I will hopefully have good results. I'm hoping, I'm praying, and I will tell you about them next week in the chat video. One other thing that I wanted to chat about before I went and got the puppies was, I'm not sure what it's called, but for lack of and this may be the right word or right phrase, but an inspirational board. But it's the boards that people get. It looks like a small bulletin board, and then they will pin stuff on there that they are inspired to get, or it's like wish list items. Sometimes people will just put quotes up there, but I'm talking about the boards that you put up there, like you pin stuff on those, and it's stuff that you want to get in your life or you want to happen in your life. I number one realized that that's kind of what Pinterest is for, but I'm not a really big Pinterest user. I do have an account and I use it maybe once every couple of years, so I very rarely use that. But I heard this, I think another YouTuber, Sophie Shohet, I believe she uses one of those boards, so I was just curious if you guys ever got one of those and do you use it and what has been the outcome. Now for me personally, I don't feel like putting stuff up on a board and wishing it to happen that it's going to happen. I really do feel that you have to work towards whatever items that you put on the board. So kind of what I did get one. So as one example, I did put a handbag that I want on this board. I'm not finished with it whatsoever, and I'm not going to sit there and stare at that handbag and say, oh, I wish I could get it, and not do anything to work towards it. For me personally, what that board is, it is a reminder of what is on my wish list and what I would like to get. And every day I can see that and go, if I'm tempted to go shopping at Nordstrom or, Neiman Marcus, whatever, do some online shopping, or even Sephora, I might go, you know what, is that an item that I really want in my life, or would I prefer to take whatever money I was going to spend here and then put it in my savings account for the handbag? Or I also put a vehicle that I am interested in getting. I'm not going to share what it is now because I've never drove one of those vehicles before, so I'm not sure that I still want it. I mean, let me put it this way. I'm not sure that whenever it comes time for me to go test drive that I still like that item, but I love the way it looks, and it is something I'm extremely interested in getting. But I kind of printed out a photo of one of those and then cut it out and put it on the board. So things like that. I also have the amount of money that I want to save up. I kind of put that on, I did. Why am I saying kind of? I did put that on the board. So I have the money that I want to to save up And then I said I wanted to save this amount of money up in 18 months. I just kind of picked that number. And that's kind of what is, it's not really inspiring me so much as it's reminding me. So maybe I should put call it the reminder board. But just things like that. I've also got a one of those thermometers that I printed out where you can color in the amount, so I can watch the amount of money that I'm saving go up. I put that on the board as well. So I didn't know if any of you guys had one of those or not, and if you do, how did it work for you? Did it work at all? Was it a nuisance? For me right now, I kind of like it, and it's really helping me remember. And again, if you want to use Pinterest, that is the same exact thing, but I just thought I would share that with you. And what are your thoughts on those boards? I'd just like to hear from you. Let me go get the puppies, and then we'll wrap up the video. I'm back with the puppies. I've got Chanel right here. Coco's laying down in my lap. She's just ready to go to sleep. They have worn themselves out this morning, but our big news for this week is, or for today I should say, is we're going to go get the nails cut today. So I'm going to go to PetSmart and have that done, and then I might see if they want to go to the park afterwards. That is the plan, so let me grab Coco. She was so comfortable. And then I moved her. Oh, I just got licked right in the mouth. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. In a couple of weeks, they will be getting spayed. Is it spayed or spaded? Whatever the right term is. That will be happening. And then they said they're going to have to wear cones around their neck. So you might see them with cones around their neck. I'm not sure how long they're going to have to wear them, but that is happening in a couple of weeks. So we shall see how that goes. I'm kind of sad in a way because I feel like my babies are growing up. They're not little bitty puppies anymore, and it kind of makes me sad. Also, I really do not want to be a dog breeder whatsoever, but I think it would be fun to have some puppies, let them have some puppies, but that's really not for me. That's not what I want to do with my life. I just want to have my girls and then just enjoy them and let them have a great life. And I will tell you, they have truly blessed my life so much. I love these little girls so much. So, you know, I did make the decision, basically when I got them, that they would be spayed. But I was just a little sad about it because that means there's absolutely no chance that they will ever have puppies after that. And then I feel like they're just growing up and I missed my babies so much. But anyway, one more shot of Chanel and I'll hold them both. They're getting so big. It was so easy to do this when I brought them home. Not so much anymore. They're getting so big and it's not so comfortable for them for me to hold them like that in just one arm. But they are doing very well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and it turned out to be longer than I intended. As usual, that's nothing unusual for me. I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye everybody, and I hope you have an awesome week this coming week. Bye guys.